Just hit the record button. So welcome, this is Eric Olson. We're once again meeting online. This is our summer Lean Six Sigma training forum. I'm gonna go ahead and put up and share my screen and we're gonna get going here. So here we are here. And from the start. All right, so here we go. Let's see, there's the opening. So just, let's see, it's not advancing the way it's supposed to. Let's see here. All right, let's try. Let's see if I've got, okay. Hang on a second, just having a little trouble advancing slides here for some reason. Not sure exactly why. So I've tried, oh, there we go. Well, you have to hit, it turns out you have to hit the keyboard mouse or the keyboard icon that's going in the right direction. So let's kind of get reconfigured here a little bit. So one thing I want to remind people as we're getting used to using the Zoom email system, we want everybody to make sure that they have a sort of a clear name in their for their screen. And so if you go up to participants key up here, let's see, now I've got the capability. So if you go up to this participants key here, you'll then see a place where you can actually do a rename of yourself. What we're trying to do for our names is put your name and then your location. So for mine, I've got Eric San Luis Obispo. All right. One thing I want to give everybody a heads up. So this is an administrative item. We talked a little bit last time. We're not using Cal Poly's internal PolyLearn Moodle website. I was able to work with the folks at the Chancellor's office, and they've connected me up with some folks in Cal State Fullerton, and they're going to give us access to a community website that we can use to put all our materials up, and also I can share grades back and forth with you and whatnot. And it's the same look and feel as if you had the Cal Poly PolyLearn system. So what I want to give you is a heads up. You'll get an email message that looks something like this, where they've given you a user's name, which should be the same as your name that you've signed up with for this course. So it's either your Cal Poly name or your CSU work name. And then there's a password that they've given you, but then you can go ahead and change the password when you log on. So I just want to make sure you saw that and you weren't surprised by this email thinking you were getting spammed or phished by somebody. So that's coming from us. Okay. Any questions on that? Has anybody already received this email? Did this go out already? Okay, so we got a hand raised. Thanks for doing that, Ravi. Okay, good. So go ahead and sign up for that. I've got the sort of the course block plan, if you will, up here now. What I've done is I've added columns for, let's see, I'm going to try if I can annotate this. Let's see, sort of draw, good color. Let's go with red. So I've got the different categories of classes, and then down here the different number of hours that each one of you is going to go ahead and do. So you can see that you guys, the transactional green belts just finished in session 1, 4.7 hours. The green belts had 4.6 hours, and the black belts had 4.8. And so you can kind of see what you guys did for this week, and you had to answer the quiz by last Sunday. This week you're moving on, and these are the number of hours you need to knock out in order to complete this week's assignment. So we're going to complete through session 4 for this next Wednesday. All right. I want you to be thinking, you ought to be thinking about your mini projects. I've got some an exercise to go through and make that happen, but looks like we're all set, okay? Oops. I'm still having trouble advancing my slides here. Okay, and it looks like I need to, the annotation stays on there, so I'm going to go ahead and clear that off there. Okay. Just want to say, we got the lean movies. I asked you guys to watch Stu Leonard for this session. I've decided to handle the movies a little bit differently. You're assigned this week to watch Stu Leonard, and there's a movie quiz that you need to complete. Laura, our TA, should have sent you a link for that. So for the movie, you simply have to answer a question is, what were the key points of the movie, and how does it apply to the class? And then I ask you, I think, a few questions about how to rate the movie. But for this week, you need to complete Stu Leonard and then answer the quiz by Sunday. And then the next movie is going to be Toyota Production System History movie. It's only a 15-minute movie. And you can go ahead and watch that and then answer the quiz for the following Sunday. The movie after that for week 4 is going to be a 5S, series of 5S videos from Gimba Academy. I've already posted those up on the Google Drive site. So if you open that document that says movie links, you can go ahead and sort of see and watch those movies as soon as you want, and then you'll have access to answering the video quizzes. Any questions about the movies at this point? Like I said, everybody okay? I think you guys should have seen the Stu Leonard movie. Pretty good movie for now. We'll chat about it a little bit next week, after you guys have already taken the quiz. Don't want to give away the answers in this at this session. Any questions?
Just to clarify, Eric.
Sure.
The Stu Leonard movie is actually an extension, right? That's what we're being granted, is an extension that was supposed to be completed this week.
Okay, so I was thinking I was going to talk about it today.
Sure.
But I'm not going to talk about it till next Wednesday.
Got it.
The quiz was always due this coming Sunday.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
Just wanted to clarify there wasn't a second Stu Leonard movie.
No, there's just one. You got it. Okay? All right. Looks like I have to close my drawing function in order to advance the movie, or advance the here. Let's see here. Wow, this is going to make for a long class if I can't even advance the slides. There we go. All right, so now I'm showing you the dashboard. This dashboard is still a work in process, but you can see we're tracking the percent correct that you guys are getting up there in the upper corner. A little bit down from the historical record, but one of the things we know from learning it, or we'll figure out from looking at Six Sigma, is there's a difference between having a difference there on average and then having that statistically significant as far as the difference go. So right now we don't really have enough data to see if you're statistically different than the previous class, but we've now got the ability to go ahead and track that. You can see on-time performance. Looks like you're tracking the other classes pretty well. Looks like we've got a little bit of a deviation down between lectures 1 and 2. So what that would mean is some people hadn't finished session 2 by Sunday evening, but most people finished at least session 1 by Sunday evening last week. So that's what we're looking for. That little sort of downward curve that you see, we've sort of scratched our heads on that on some of the initial sessions, but that happens normally during our academic quarters as people are a little slow to get signed on to Morstein. But I think most of you guys are right on the ball, so we shouldn't have a problem with that. So I don't expect that dip to really continue going forward with you guys. One of the new things we've added is online, and if I touch that, it advances. So we've added this online attendance by week features. We had about a 75% attendance rate last week. This week I'm looking at, we've got 27. So that was, last time we had 25 out of 34. This week we've got 27 out of 34. So we'll have a slight improvement this week. And I've got some information on time completion and average score there at the bottom. And you can see how the spring class did. So we'll be completing that. We'll be adding some control charts for movie and lecture quizzes also. So I've got a little placeholder there to make sure we get that in there. Okay. So I'm going to put you in the chat rooms. So one of the things you've probably been thinking about and certainly interested in is doing your mini projects for this class. So for a mini project, you have to pick a process of which you are not the owner. So this might be a process that you work with through your internship or summer or per your job, or it might be a club or a fraternity you're involved with. But essentially, it's a process that you don't own. What you have to do for that process, you have to apply 10 tools. Now, when we do this from a Lean Six Sigma standpoint, especially from a Six Sigma DMAIC standpoint, we want to start out with a problem. And so, for example, we might have a problem in a retail store where customers wait too long to be served. So the problem would be customers wait too long, and the process might be the customer service process. Or we might have a travel advance. Teachers have a problem getting travel advances. We deal with this all the time at Cal Poly. And the problem is it takes too long to get a travel advance. Well, it would be the travel advance process, and the problem would be takes too long. Okay. So what I want you to do is think about that for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys into chat rooms. So let's see. So for 27 folks, if I do 5 chat rooms, 6, I'm gonna try for. So I'm gonna go for 8 chat rooms. So that should put about 3 or 4 people in a chat room. And I'm gonna put down this so I don't advance this. So I'm going to give you 6 minutes total. I'm going to set a timer on that. And let's go ahead and stop the share. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording at this point.